Hello, this is going to be an interesting interview today. I have someone who is dear to me, I've known for a long time, and I almost consider my alter ego. It's a guest we call Bala, and I'll have him introduce himself here. Bala, I guess what I'd like to know is first, what is the setup with the equipment we're using today? Well, hello everybody. My name's Bala. And it's great to be with you today. I'm going to run down the lighting setup. So I'm sitting here in my little apartment. It's cozy. It's a nice, bright, sunny day. And yet with tree coverage, we don't have too much daylight coming in here. I just moved the key light 6 inches closer. Now, what I'm thinking, I'm not used to this as the subject, to have lights just right in my face, but I guess they really do have to be quite close sometimes to get the full effect. And like I said in the previous video, I chose to go with the cooler bright LEDs, so they're on the brightest setting. These are not the warm yellowish tint, daylight tint, which I originally wanted to do indoors, but it yellowed everything out too much. So I'm going with the bright white cool light. And I have a 24-inch here, I have the 12-inch here, and the 6-inch up above. So hopefully that's giving the effect that we want. I'm placing my face in different directions so that perhaps you see how the lighting is affecting everything. So to inform you, I'm using these tubular LED lights. They're called Quasar Q Lion, and I've got 3 of them. On top of having this lighting setup, I've got a camera set at ISO 400. The f-stop is at 1/50. I do have the Rode to Go mic system, and that is very simple to set up. So I've got the receiver connected to the camera, and the transmitter this is the receiver and that's the transmitter. This guy's got the little dead mouse muff on it, just so that we're getting no scratchies or wind blow here in the apartment. Sometimes we get minor tornadoes here in this little apartment. Kind of rustles up things on the desk and stuff. I'm just kidding, but thank you for that. And can you tell me, you're a very eccentric individual, and I'm sure everyone's wondering, what is your philosophy of life? Somebody might ask, what's your philosophy on life, And, well, live and let live, right? I came here to MIU due to deep interest in Vedic philosophy. So as far as spiritual searching goes, in my early 20s, I feel like things kind of kicked into motion, and I explored Tibetan Buddhism and did some practice in that. I was reading different types of philosophy, but gearing towards Eastern philosophies. Buddhism and Hinduism later came around. The Bhagavad Gita was key. I really like how Krishna describes the creation and the concept of karma, yoga, and dedicating all of one's actions to the divine and coming in alignment with divine will. And, I was not very religious growing up, and my parents never forced any type of religious views on me. So I really discovered, I'd say, Eastern philosophy on my own as the most logical kind of explanation of dharma and karma and reincarnation, and these things just resonated with me as deeper truths of reality. I do appreciate going deeper internally with the Transcendental Meditation. I'm looking forward to applying today for the city program and getting into that. I've got friends and current friends who are practicing, and really everyone seems to say emphatically it's well worth the experience and the discipline to like get into that and empower yourself from that deeper level of being, right? Well, that's fascinating. My God, you know, if I were to throw out another question, what are your other art-related projects that you have in mind?
As far as art and life and what are my projects and goals, well, being in the cinematic arts program is getting my wheels turning for all the possibilities. Sometimes things seem overwhelming because you're like, oh, there's all these great directors and movies being made all the time and budgets for doing all kinds of amazing things, and, you know, where do I start? But it's like any medium, you know, there's a million painters in the world who are amazing, and you're not competing with anybody but yourself as far as just getting down one step at a time and exploring and creating and letting it flow, and things develop on their own as far as your individual style and expression. So we have to have faith in ourselves as creators, and that we can really contribute something unique to the greater whole just by really finding our own self-expression. So I've been doing that over the years, and even though this may not come out very good on camera, this is just a slight sketch scribble, right? And the idea is I have these characters, and sometimes I do them more graphically and clean lines, you know, but the idea with these is it's abstract, and yet it's formalizing the abstraction into shapes, characters. So I sculpt these shapes, and I've got these drawings on all kinds of different mediums. I really like shadow and the depth of multi-dimensions. So as an abstract expressionist, that is not the term or the lingo or the movement that I categorize myself in. I actually have come up with my own term. I call it, here it is, it's right on the top of my head.
It's an interdimensionalist.
So I do have on YouTube, on my channel, which should be Galactic Glyphs, Bala's YouTube channel, a autobiographical demo reel that's, I don't know, 10 minutes long, where I kind of walk through a gallery, show a lot of my work, speak about my philosophy of interdimensionalism. And this is a new movement I want to bring to the table for any artists who identify with the idea that as a evolution even from surrealism, that we are not just delving into the psyche to explore what's in the subconscious, but we are going literally to other realms of existence, and I would say even beyond this three-dimensional material reality of earth plane consciousness, but going into other dimensional realms and bringing back imagery from those places. And that's why I feel strongly that any artist who can create something which has never been seen before in this realm, that's a great gift to be able to materialize that kind of thing.
it's one thing to have the talent and gift to replicate and represent what you see in the material world, so everybody appreciates a good landscape painting, a portrait, and yeah, those are wonderful skills to have, and people have nice art careers doing that. But personally, I feel that the exploration into art and the inner depths of our inner being and truly being creators in the sense of manifesting that which has not been known before in this world. So, seems like a tall task, but I think it is done all the time. And I'm looking around because I'm surrounded by my artwork, but you only get to see this. So, I call myself a galactic glyph artist, and I have produced thousands of drawings of these glyphs. Every single one of them is different and unique. And then I translate them through the use of different materials into sculptures. I like to go totemic, like large-scale totem-like forms with them, because to me, some of these glyph-like characters are very erect and humanoid, meaning that they're beings who are vertical. And we tend to think of, say, animals are four-legged or multi-legged, so they crawl and walk. Humanoids are bipedal and walk upright. And so these are, I won't necessarily call them humanoid, but they are galactic beings who are vertical. And to me, they're higher dimensional. And I also love this term, ancient future. So this fusion, this is a theme I want to run with.
In filmmaking, art making, is how to pull out and resource this ancient imagery and ancient iconography that's latent in all of our subconscious and in the world of ancient art that's been revealed, and bring some of the qualities of that ancient relic into a fusion with a futuristic vision and view. And so this combination of an ancient future, and a good example of this, it happens in sci-fi movies all the time over the last decade or two, but think of the Black Panther, and what was that most recent one where the Black Panther was killed in the previous one, and so a female becomes the new Black Panther. But just the high tech, so here's this civilization somewhere in remote Africa, and it's a tribal-like community, so they have tribal-like costumes and qualities. They live in a natural sub or tropical environment, and yet they have all the future tech merged with that ancient tribal tradition. So that is just the coolest combination of elements to me that is very intriguing. And I think it also has a lot to do with where we're at as a humanity and where we're evolving and how we are bringing these things together. So I feel good that we're wrapping up this interview. Thanks for your time, and I hope the lighting was great today. I don't think I widescreened properly. Oh, my little dead mouse, I almost smacked him. All right, talk to you later.